Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Expectations versus Realities. I know I've been off your screens for a while, but hey, we're getting ready to round up for the year, and so Expectations versus Realities is going to hit your screens again before the end of this year. And whilst we wait for our guests to come on, if you have any questions, any comments you want to leave us, just you can leave it either on the um, comment section, or you can inbox them to me if you feel that is going to help you. But we're talking about expectations versus realities. So, what were your expectations prior to getting married? And what became your realities when we got married? I'm sure we all had 1,001 expectations prior to getting married. We had all our thing drawn up for us. We're thinking this is how we want our lives to go. This is how we want our moments to be. This is how we want our partners to love us and all. But then when we get married and we're hit with the realities of life, then we know that some of the expectations that we had were actually baseless. We're actually unrealistic. And so this evening, we're going to talk about expectations versus realities. What were their expectations prior to getting married, and what became their realities when they got married? They're going to come on shortly. And so, yeah, it's just going to be me now for just a few minutes. Let's talk about expectations and let's talk about realities in marriage. I know people say that marriage is difficult, but normally I say that it is not difficult. It is the people in it that makes it difficult. Hey, if you've just joined me, good evening and welcome to Expectations versus Realities. We're talking about real life marriage issues. It's no child's play. Marriage is no child's play. And in as much as I say it is the people in it, marriage can be very difficult. One, it's because we come from two different backgrounds. And so we have two different ideologies, two different perspectives in life. And then we're trying to merge them into one. And sometimes one tries to dominate the other, and then it causes a whole lot of mess. That is why we normally say marriage is difficult, marriage is hard work. Trust me, it is hard work because you're trying to understand your spouse. You're trying to put yourself in the place where your spouse will understand you. Okay, but I say that marriage, absolutely, marriage is not difficult. It depends on the people in it. Marriage is very beautiful. One, if you're married to the right person, and two, if you understand each other. The right person meaning, listen, that nobody is perfect. Okay, we all have our flaws, we have our differences, but I normally say that I'm not perfect. My husband is not perfect. Two imperfect people, but we are perfect for one another, and that is how you need to see it, that you're not perfect. Two bad eggs will produce a bad woman. I like that. I like that. I mean, listen, you can't put two bad things together and expect to get a good thing. All right. So if you're both bad, then honestly, even if one is bad, if you have one bad egg, you can't add it to a good egg. It would definitely not work. Yeah, one bad egg and one good egg will still absolutely. It won't even produce semi bad. It will be bad. The reason being that the bad will overshadow the good. And then the good turns into bad. Sometimes marriage becomes like a tit for tat thing where people or the spouses now tend to like, okay, you do me, I do you. So when you're good to me, I'm good to you. When you're bad to me, I'm bad to you. That kind of a situation. But if you both understand that, listen, we are in this for a lifetime. So why don't we try and make each other happy? We normally say that you have to find your own happiness. It's true, but do you also know that the person that you're married to adds up to the happiness that you already have? And so if you're married to a person that makes you miserable, trust me, there's no way you're going to be happy in that marriage because you're going to be miserable. So that is when the bad egg and the one good egg, it will still produce bad. You can't use one bad egg and one good egg to get a good omelette. It will not work. All right. And so when we say marriage is difficult, it's because of the people in it, because of the ideologies we bring, it's because of the opinions we have. But if we are able to understand one another, if we are able to merge, I always say that we need to disagree to agree, and how it's, I mean, it's happened to me so many times where I need to just, like, accept defeat. All right, that's fine. Okay, okay, let's just leave it like that. Why? Because you think this kind of argument is not going to go anywhere, and we might end up saying something that we don't want to say. And so, in order for us not to say it, you just, like, let's cap it, cap. And my daughter has a term she uses. She says backspace delete. And so we go back, we're like, all right, backspace now, guys. We're not doing this. We're not going that far. But then marriage can also be very, very beautiful. Marriage can be enjoyable. Marriage can be a place of solace where you know that your spouse has got your back, where you know that this one is for me, where you're able to understand that, listen, I got you, you got me. Where it's not all the butterflies that fills your tummy. It is not all the infatuations you have, but you're facing realities of life together. You're doing life together. You have two people coming together to form a good union. Yeah, so it is a perfect union, a perfect institution ordained by a perfect God. Absolutely, but comprises of two imperfect people who are committed and determined. You're so right. That's how I see mine. I normally say, if you follow me on all these social media, you would actually tend to understand that that is how I normally write. I say we're two imperfect people, but we are absolutely perfect for one another. We're perfect in the sight of God. We're perfect because we know that God has brought us together for a reason, for a purpose, to fulfill destiny. Okay. And so we're in together in as much as we say nobody is perfect, but we are actually perfect for one another. We understand one another. But then you also need to know that the person you're doing life with is going the same journey that you are going. The expectations that you have, they also have the same expectations with you, and that is the beauty of marriage. That is the the pinnacle of the joy that you have in marriage, that you know that, listen, I'm doing this life with you, I'm doing this journey with you, I'm in with you together, we're going places together, we're fulfilling destiny together, we're doing that which God, the reason why God brought us together, we're going to fulfill it. But the thing, one person cannot fulfill that destiny, one person cannot fulfill that purpose. It has to be done by the two of you. All right. And so you need to understand where you're going. But the thing is, sometimes people have unrealistic expectations that they bring into the marriage. And so when the expectations is so unrealistic, there is absolutely no way you're going to have a beautiful relationship, you're going to have a beautiful marriage, if your expectations are so unreal. I mean, and I know, I also say that everybody needs to have an expectations in life. And so sometimes you hear people saying, if you didn't have an expectations, you don't get hurt. Right. If they are unrealistic, yes. But if they are real realistic expectation, that everybody needs to have it. You can't go through life thinking que sera. You need to have an expectation that is going to be real, that both of you are going to be able, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to stop now because my guest is ready to fire on. I like what you said, that conflict is the bridge between reality and expectation. Absolutely, but you need to know how you deal with that conflict so it doesn't break that bridge that you want to build. Anyway, I have the agri buttons on the screen.
Hey,
Hey,
hi.
so
Sorry I'm
guys, let's
coming
get
later.
ready. That's
Forgive me, I'm
okay.
so tired. It's been a long day for me, and
Oh,
Cecil will be joining us very soon. And I need to get my glasses. Thank you.
that's all right.
Hey, hi. Sorry we're coming late. It's been a very long week, and so she's here.
Ah, hi,
Hey,
Cessa.
hey. You good?
Right. Yes, we're fantastic. We're also good to go. Guys, please just get all your questions you want to ask them and let them now blow you this evening. Expectations versus realities is all about real life marriage issues. And so they're going to
Yeah,
tell us about
interesting.
how they met, how they got married, how their marriage
Yes,
is
yes,
going,
yes,
what
yes,
they,
yes.
oh, you see?
Forgive me, I couldn't forget. I know.
Uh-huh. I know, right? Yeah. So,
I forgot.
um, the ability to manage our expectations and reality is it's so true. That is what makes the marriage beautiful. Now, so before you came on, we were just talking about expectations and realities of marriage. But I'm going to backtrack now, go all the way back to the beginning of the agri battens. So they say ladies first. So Sessa, I'm going to start with you. How did you guys meet? And was it love at first sight or was it built upon gradually as friends?
Um, how did we meet? It's very funny, very very funny. You wouldn't
All
believe
right.
it.
We want to hear it.
Okay. The first day he actually saw my picture, and then he sent me a message,
Right?
and then asked me to marry him without me seeing him and without him seeing me.
Really?
hmm
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then I wouldn't say it was love at first call or love at first sight. No, we became friends, and then we built on it, and then we built the love, mutual respect, and understanding from there. So it was brick by brick, brick by brick. That was how
Yeah.
it went. But I always say that I never had butterflies in my tummy. It was
Mm-hmm.
just the Holy Spirit working in everything,
Mm.
because one, he was not my spec. He
Okay.
wasn't
We
my
will come to
spec.
that. I
Mm.
like
Yeah.
that.
So he wasn't my spec, and he broke a lot of walls that I have built. It like a lot of steps you have to take.
Mm.
He just flew through the steps, and then I think God made me not to really. Oh no, he's fair skin. Actually, I don't like fair guys before. I used to have this notion that if
I know,
I date
right?
a fair, if I'm with a fair husband, he
Yeah.
will be using my cream, my scrub, my beauty product. The mirror will not be mine.
Oh my
I know,
goodness.
right?
This is so interesting.
He wasn't my spec, but he was my kind. I later found
Mm.
out that he was my kind.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a tweet by Don Jazzy, was it the day before yesterday? He said, "It is your spec gun gun that will show you Pepe." I couldn't.
Uh,
So
Oh
that
wow.
was it. So if you ask me, oh, if I had butterflies in my stomach, no, I didn't have butterflies in my stomach. It was something we grew deliberately.
yeah.
It was a deliberate effort.
Right. Okay. Now to you, my dear brother. Where did you meet?
Mm. Yeah,
To her, it
well, I
wasn't
think.
love at first sight. It
Oh
was
no, it
built
wasn't.
upon
It
brick by
was
brick.
great.
But
Yes.
for you, when you saw her, you were like, I want to marry this one. So there might be there has to be something that triggered you to say, I want to marry this one. But where did
Oh
you meet?
yes, yes, yeah. It was. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it should be something that you could see, and you just know that okay, this is the person, and it was. Some would say it's an intuition. Some would say Holy Spirit. Some would say your mind just told you that okay, Charlie, this be the woman. But hey, we're young, and I saw her, and I'm like, all right, Charlie. I feel this is the person I want to go the journey with. And asking the crazy question, and she also answering the crazy, give me a crazy answer. Yeah, Charlie, if you know, we could do this. And we just did it. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't love. It wasn't all that. But there's something that just pushed you to say, I want to give this a try. I want to go the
Yeah.
whole 9 years with this person. I want to make this work. But like, after the whole family family matters and preparation, because in less than 2 months we just got married. Then I said
Really?
to myself, yeah, yeah, less than
No,
two.
we extended it.
Oh yes, and it was 3 months.
It was in 5 months.
Is it 5 months?
Yeah, I
Okay.
pushed it to your birthday so that you won't forget it.
Yeah. It was actually, yes. It was pushed to May, my birthday, because I forget dates.
And I'll kill him for that.
And she said, Charlie, if you remember the
Mm-hmm.
wedding day, I said, Charlie, I don't know if you remember, but let's just put something. So my wedding day was in the 6th of May. So my birthday is 7th May. That was what
Right.
made it I mean, they extended the day of the month. If not, it was just meant to be the next month crown. And I was ready to like, look, let's get this done with, and get into the assignments. And yeah, and ever since then, it hits you when you're done with the whole traditional wedding and everything. Like, hey, what's that? What you girls do right now? Though? But hey, we're intentional. We knew we were ready to, let's do this. Let's work with this. This is what we have. It's fragile, and it's beautiful, and let's work with this. So we did, and ever since then, it's been, like she said, brick by brick. Just molding them together, being intentional about each other. I have my crazy side. She has a crazy side, and I tell people, just make sure you marry somebody where if you deal with in demon.
You
Aha.
see,
you
I
know.
mean,
So yeah,
it's so true. Yeah, we all need
yeah.
to have that kind of that person
Oh
that
yeah,
we,
yeah.
we
It's
can
true.
go a bit
That's
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
You could deal with this person's demon. You're like, yes, Charlie. Because the thing
mhm.
is, we all have issues that we're dealing with. We all have baggages we're
Absolutely.
coming from. It's coming from different places. So if you know, we can deal with this person. Yeah, let's go. Nobody's Jesus. Nobody's saint. We have issues. We have matters to deal with. But
Absolutely.
you
Mm,
could just look and say, okay, I think I can manage this. And
yeah.
little by little, by His grace, prayers, commitment, love, affection, and
And wisdom.
dedication. Yeah, and wisdom. Wisdom really is one thing that has kept us this far and this
Mm-hmm.
long. Why you need to sit and ask questions. It's not just about you, it's about everything around you.
Mm-hmm.
Even before the kids came, we had
Mm-hmm.
to put all that questions and all that answers together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if someone asks me, Charlie, how you do the other answer, Charlie, it's just being intentional, and wisdom is a principal thing.
Absolutely. You have to
Yes.
be intentional.
Like right now you can see her face is dark. So all kids that came had different feelings and different ways. So she's almost there. So now her face is dark. You need to deal with the season. So Charlie, Amma
Yeah.
now in own pregnancy is different from Adjoin own is different from Osei own is different from.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
everybody is own. So if you just, yeah. So that is the heart you must have, a large heart to
Yeah.
accommodate and to deal with every phase that comes. I was telling a friend yesterday that, you see, when we say you want to marry a woman, or when you say you want a woman to come be with you, you're ready to like betroth her and go that far. You must be ready for everything, because it
Mm.
comes with everything. It comes with
It comes
everything.
with everything. Right.
Everything.
Okay. This is amazing. So where did you guys meet? Did you guys meet in Ghana or where did
Okay,
you
so we
guys
didn't
meet?
meet. We didn't meet we didn't meet in Ghana. We met outside the country, and
Oh,
it was more. Yeah, it was outside the country, and that is why she could actually buy that crazy side of me. Because if you be Ghana with day, then you go meet some girls. Hey, Charlie, what's up? She like, hey, what's up, what's up? So me outside the country, but I think it was just the right moment by the heavens and by the earth, because telling a woman that, hey, I think you are the woman and I want to marry you, and she goes like,
so
I'm
you
sure.
actually uprooted her from wherever you guys were, and you brought her,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
planted her in
that,
Ghana.
yeah, and
Oh,
even,
Sessa.
you know some, as you're saying this right now, I can still remember that young girl with a chubby face, like complexion, the day we met. Yeah, but you see,
Oh,
that's it.
wow.
The
Right.
journey I'm
No,
Okay,
on.
it
let's
Yeah.
go
broke me
back
and
to you.
gave me some
Yeah,
culture shock.
was it, I bet it was. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how was your transition? I mean, because not
Hmm.
living in Ghana and then
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
all of a sudden you find now this is my reality. This is where I'm going to
Charlie,
start life with this man. How was the transition for you guys?
Charlie.
It's One is that for me, I didn't have a problem because I'm a global traveler. Actually, my nickname is a rockstar girl. I would just look for. I love traveling. I
Uh,
am okay. Um, some people call me Cesar the Explorer. So
okay.
I love to travel. So being in a new country wasn't new to me. It
Right.
wasn't new to me
Yeah.
because it's my thing. I love to travel. I love to meet new people. I'll just get up and go. I'm like, oh, if you tell me about your place, oh, Sasa, there's something that happens in my place. This, that. I'll just tell you, Sandra, when next are you going? Okay, how
Mm,
do I get there? And before you know
right.
it, I'll call you and tell you that I'm in your village, I'm in your country. I've made friends there and stuff. So it wasn't really a bother to me. It wasn't because
Yeah, but
I've
then
become a global
traveling,
citizen.
I
It's
know, but
different.
traveling and now settling, they're two different
Exactly.
things.
It's two
Because I
different
love
things.
to
It
travel, but
Yeah.
then I
it it
always want to
it,
come back
it,
home.
it wasn't it
So,
wasn't so it wasn't so much for me because growing up I've already made up my mind that I wasn't actually going to settle in one place.
right, okay.
I wasn't actually going to settle in one place.
Mm-hmm.
And my I had friends spread across
Mm-hmm.
every country, every
Yeah.
religion, and every tribe. So
Right.
I've really just it was something that I've made up my mind that anywhere marriage meets me, that's where I was going to marry, even if
That's
it's
what you're
going to
going to call
be
your home.
on the Himalayan mountains, no problem. As long as it's not under the sea.
Yeah,
you know,
she
you
made it
know.
easy though. She made it easy. But the
Oh, that's
toughest
great.
was the toughest was the traditional marriages, families and all that. But
Mm,
you
That's
know,
always a problem because
yeah,
it was two different
yeah,
countries.
it was tough, but she made it easy. And
mm.
at that moment, yeah, she made it easy. She showed so much confidence, and she showed so much this like, look, man, we for do
We're
this,
doing
we
this.
for
Yeah,
do this.
we're
Yeah,
doing
because
this.
sometimes you can actually say something, then later on you hit you like, hey, Charlie,
What have I gotten myself into?
hey, Charlie,
Yeah, because
what happened over there?
because I come from a place whereby bride price is expensive.
Yes,
Right.
Charlie,
Whereabouts do you come from, if we may ask?
Oh, I'm Igbo.
she's
So you're
able.
Nigerian. Right.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
Nigerian. Yes,
All right. Okay.
and that place, sis, that place,
No joke.
you keep paying till you pay your shoes.
But I made
Charlie,
it easier. Okay,
yeah,
my family made it easier.
yeah, then
My
Right.
force, then
dad
force,
made it really
yeah, then
easier,
force,
and then we
Right.
had to put a foot down. I had to kick
yeah,
some of my uncles out, that wanted to
Mm.
bring some troubles. It was me and my dad putting our foot down, and then my mom coming blazing
yeah,
with
Charlie.
guns and stuff like that, so it was easier for
It
Oh
him.
was, it was.
wow.
I mean, shout outs to my mothers and my in-laws. They really supported. They were there for
Oh, that's
me.
amazing.
Oh yeah, they were amazing. They did their best, even though we had all the few issues we had to do. But both parents were praying for us. They were supportive, because normally, I mean, you going home to tell she going home to tell her mom that, Charlie, I met this one guy, right? I guess some guy, he say he won't marry me. Just met last week. Say they married next week. So we're like, I see.
Right.
So I start
You
dealing with
know.
this.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
they took, and the amazing thing was, when I went to when I saw my mother-in-law, the first thing she said to me was, "This is your husband." She's
Mm.
a very spiritual woman. Yes, of all the men that she has brought home, she's dated, that was a confidence I had. Immediately she saw me, she said to
Mm.
me, "You got the man for my daughter."
And they
Oh
actually look
wow.
alike.
Yeah, yeah. My mother-in-law and I were like, if
They
you see
look
her,
alike.
Shari,
If
you
you
For
figure,
see my
real.
mom,
oh
yes, my mom and
yeah,
Fifi, people actually think my mom is Fifi's mom.
yes,
All
mostly.
right.
Yes,
All
because
right.
they
Very,
look
Oh,
alike.
that's
very
nice.
much. Yeah, we have that very. So when I call her mom, you figure, oh, it's this one that be my
Yeah,
face.
that's your
But
mom.
yeah,
All right. That is
she was there.
beautiful.
Yeah, she
All right.
was.
Now
She
let's go
was.
back to your dating days. You guys didn't date for a long time. You
Date?
dated
Date.
for
No, we didn't date.
good. You didn't because you just like three
No,
No,
months to get married or something like that.
she was not in the she was somewhere else. I was somewhere else, even though we're in the same country. So she met me
Right.
once. She had to come and see this crazy guy. We talk say he they love
So
her.
was it like a long
So
distance long distance
Yeah,
relationship, sort of?
Yes,
it was
yes,
more
it was
long
long
distance. Then she
distance. So,
came.
How
and I
did
came
you
to
And
see
cope?
if it was real. Let me tell you my story. It's
Yeah, tell me, how was it?
I'm used I'm used to long distance relationship.
I know the thing. I know
Right.
the film. The long distance. You know, be my thing.
I'm used to it,
Ah.
and I believe I believe that I believe in giving space. I love my
Yeah.
Mm.
space. So I believe in giving space. I don't want to be choky. I want you to see me in my elements, but also not
No, not crouching
be
on you. Yeah.
choking,
Yeah.
Mm.
crouching.
Yeah.
Yes. Then I also believe that with the long distance, he will be able to cope with my traveling madness.
Mm.
So the dating was we were precise, and already um I have already started my counseling uh career, and then I had a
Mm.
lot of marriage counselors
Yeah. She had.
who were on me. Who is this guy you say you want to marry? We have to do. Amen.
Yeah.
It's our dating is not any of the textbook like 5 ways to do this, 10 ways, 7 ways.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I broke all
No, the whole
the whole
rules.
thing,
Yeah.
and then they were actually worried for me. They were actually worried that I was making a mistake, but I told them no, I'm not making a mistake. That they said they actually suggested that we should date for 6 months.
Yeah.
Then
Mm.
he will have to go. He has to go so that he can be understudied and everything because they're actually looking at me. But I was like, no, I know what I'm doing and stuff. And recently, one came
Yeah.
to
One of
Accra.
them came to
One of
cry.
them came to Accra, and she
Yeah.
to see us, and she had like, man,
Yeah. This
you
guy
guys
is.
just broke the status quo, and
Yeah.
then you guys are still on
So
track and stuff.
mostly some marriage counselors, they use this as case studies to learn of their when talking to all the couples that this one is quite
Mm-hmm.
exceptional. The guy meeting a girl and saying this, and they have kept those that kind of tradition, and they've evolved. When she came, she was so happy to see me, like, because when we got married, some gave us 3 months.
Yes, they gave us three
Then
months,
when 6 months,
one
no,
year.
it will happen.
They will
Then
make
6 months pass, 1 year, small 1 year with one day, it will happen. Then that one pass, then two. Everyone keep having, because it didn't make sense.
It
Like,
didn't make sense.
it
It
didn't
Yeah.
make
didn't make
sense. It didn't
sense.
make sense at all.
I
It
think
didn't
I
make
think
sense.
what
But
what
we were
actually maybe has
accommodating.
has actually held both of you is that you are intentional about what you're
Yes.
doing. You know that,
Yes,
listen,
Yes.
we're in
yes.
this for the long
Yes.
haul, so
Yeah.
we might as well do it and do it well, not
Very
do it
true.
anyhow. And
Very
so,
well. You're
Mm-hmm.
guys,
right.
man, hats
Very
off
true.
for you. I mean, you've done well. So how long have you guys been married?
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks. Hey. Okay. So Osei. The
It's
first of all
15.
is 15. Ah.
You see what I
So
told
you
you,
don't know how
Sandra?
long you don't know
Yeah.
how long you've been married,
The
Fifi.
thing, Charlie. Yeah, let me give you guys a joke. Time when I go to the embassy, I they try to do something for the kiddies. Then they'll ask me, "What month your firstborn? What be a month?" Then I'll call and say, "Charlie, babe, Charlie, or say, be what month it be?" You're like, she'll say, "Did you just forget your son's birth month?" And like, it's normal.
This is serious,
so
man.
so yeah,
Oh,
But even her birthday,
Pastor
so
James
in
says
the
I
house.
can absolutely relate.
Yeah, So even everybody in birthday from my house, they start having announcement every morning. Daddy, next month is my birthday. On the 15th of next month is my birthday. Everyone that has something to, they carry a placard. They're like, Charlie, Daddy, next month, next week, mommy will scream every particular. I say, okay, because that was the way to make me remember. It's like, so
Right.
her
Oh, that
birthday
is amazing.
every day. Yeah, so that is how it was. It's been, and little by little, till now, I, because I was dyslexic.
Right.
Openness is beautiful.
Yes.
Openness is very beautiful. She knew my issue. Yeah, she knew my
Yeah.
issue. Had issues, reading disorder, and from there you evolve, reading, becoming who you are. Sometimes when
Mm.
I'm writing proposals, I could actually call her from the office. Listen, I will call wife. He say, babe, I beg you, spell avenue, spell church. Because she knows what I've been through. She knows me.
Yeah.
She will take her time
Yeah.
to do that. Because she know
Yeah.
where I'm coming from. So, and like I said, openness is beautiful when you can actually tell you just be what it is.
That is so true.
Yeah, my son, everybody knows. I tell my kids, hey, Charlie, Poppy there, and when he was in school, it was bad. I never had an A. I was always at the last
I think I think
person.
I think
I'm always
because
kind of
because you're
class on my head.
dyslexic and
Ah,
maybe no, not maybe.
Yeah.
yes,
What I think is happening is that usually in Ghana or the part of Africa, they don't really take into perspective
yeah,
that some kids are dyslexic, and so they tend to like everybody needs to have
yes.
an A and A stars. But if they had actually like
Ah,
understood you, that if I have
good.
a learning support assistant with me, I can do better, because I would tell the learning support assistant what I want to write, and she would help me write.
Hmm,
But because we don't have that
exactly.
kind of a system, they tend to like, oh, you don't know
You
anything,
see,
you don't learn, but you learn here
good,
and it goes out through there. Yeah. So
good.
man, I'm
So
I'm
so
glad that
really,
you're
when I
very
was
open about
choosing,
it.
yeah, when I was choosing, I said to myself, I remember my brother asked me, why you want to marry a woman? I said, I'll say it again and again that I wanted to have a woman that if I'm in France and I need to speak in London and she's in Germany, I could send her my transcript and say, hey, go speak for me. I knew my weaknesses and I needed someone that had a certain strength, that
Absolutely.
could put me in this direction. And that was why like she said, I'm not her spec. She was not my spec. Remember the time we would talk the last time? I say I like Borussia Dortmund. Ah, how's
Right.
that much? Yeah.
Talking about this spec thing,
Hmm.
sister,
Mm-hmm.
give us the spec that no, Fifi is now with you. I
Go.
mean, forever and ever he is with you.
Count. Shall
Now
I
let's
ring a bell or shall I put
let's
some
talk
drama
about the
song?
spec that you had. What was your that expectation that Fifi is your reality? But what was your
Hmm.
spec? What was your expectation?
My expectation was that I've always like I wanted tall,
Hmm.
very dark in complexion, that it even made me date a Kenyan because of the complexion.
Oh wow. Amazing.
Yes, I love them tall and dark in you have to be taller than me, and you have to be dark skin. That was one
Wow.
where you have to be dark skin, and then you have to
Right. See the thing.
I'm loving this. Okay.
Charlie, you see the thing.
yes.
Hmm.
So and then you don't have to be fat, but you just have to be um
Masculine with all the
Yeah.
parts and
masculine
be
and
firm
I'm
and
firm.
mm-hmm,
Let
mm,
me touch
mm.
some muscles and stuff like that.
Absolutely, girl. Mm-hmm.
That was that was
That
my
was your
spec.
expectation. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But he became
I
your
think
reality.
my
Charlie.
reality. I was always dreaming, oh, okay, when I get married, I'll be wearing my husband's shirts. I'll be wearing my
Go.
husband's t-shirts. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, Fifi's shirts can't even cross. I have wider shoulders than he does. So sometimes he will ask me, "Oh, did you see this my shorts? Did you see my-" I said, "Your shorts can't even pass my knee." So what are you
Oh
talking
my
about?
goodness.
You can't even pass my knee. Oh, did you see this t-shirt? I said, "Your t-shirt can't even fit." So who are you asking me where these ones are? So those were my expectations: tall, dark, and not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily that handsome, because I believed in the masculine nature of it, but you have to be
Yeah.
manly and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this is
Mm.
my
Have to be
reality.
a bit chiseled on the cheeks.
Yes,
Yeah.
That how that's kind
yes.
of
You
mm,
just on the
mm.
sea like Tyson Beckford kind of
Ajay.
feeling.
Eh, to all my sisters dreaming and thinking, then they search Tyson Bear for Charlie. It didn't Mokala market. If I go there, go search her. For reality shows in, man.
So this is my
Wow.
reality, right? This is my
Yeah.
reality. Actually, when I introduced Vivi to my sisters, that
Hmm.
I'm getting married to this guy. They were like, come, no, there's something wrong with you. It's not you.
Right. So Pastor James says that the ability to manage our expectations and reality is very essential,
Yeah.
which is so true, because
Very,
for you, you were
very.
able to manage that in as much as Fifi doesn't meet that expectation, but then
Yes.
in reality, you knew that he ticked all the boxes for you, apart from being
Yeah,
dark and
Yes.
tall and chiseled
yeah.
and all that. And so you were able to manage your expectations
But
and your
no,
reality.
let me correct a notion. He didn't tick all the boxes. I didn't
Oh.
also tick all his boxes,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
rather we became very intentional
You manage them.
about,
You manage both the
yes,
expectation and the
yes,
realities.
yes. We
Mm,
became very intentional and said, okay, now we are together. What is
mm,
in for us? We have to make do. We and
mm,
then the I was like, sorry for my French. I was like, man, fuck the physical
mm,
attributes.
mm,
It
Mhm.
doesn't
mm,
put food on
mm,
the table.
Yeah.
mhm,
It won't stand in times of trouble and all those
mhm.
stuff. But I also wanted someone with a sharp mind, and
Yeah.
someone I will always say who is kind,
Mm,
very kind. I won't
mm,
say God fearing, because even the devil fears God,
mm,
but God loving, someone who will love me the way he loves God.
Yeah.
Those were the things that he actually took. And then the other ones, I forgo them because I saw that will I say, they were unimportant.
Yeah. Frictions
They were
mostly.
just,
That kind of
it's a
friction.
passing phase.
Yeah.
So before I got married to Fifi, I had a personal retreat with myself, and I asked myself the hard questions. I actually wrote them down, and those questions and the answers I gave myself helped me to live with him, to be with him. Because I was like, okay, what if someone marries me now and my body
mm.
changes? Fine.
Yeah.
I had an hourglass figure and everything. Childbirth is gonna come, hormonal changes is gonna come,
Yeah.
and all those things are gonna come.
Mm,
Would I want him to accept me that way? So also I would also want to accept him when it changes
Yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
I now asked, what if in case of an accident and then
mhm,
he gets partially deformed or something, or will I leave him or will he leave me?
Yeah.
So those were the
mm.
questions I asked myself in that retreat, that personal retreat I had with myself, and that has helped us to really forge
Yeah.
ahead,
True.
that all those other expectations we had, oh, come on. No, I like I told you, I never had butterflies in my stomach. If you read the Mills and Boons, the Harlequin romance, and all those, that prince coming in shining armor. Okay, I think what actually helped me too was that I actually didn't grow up on those romance books. It was just a passing when my friends are reading it. Rather, my parents threw James Harley Chase. I started reading James Harley Chase when I was 8.
Mhm.
I read the Nancy Drew, all the detectives, Cain and Abel, John
John
Grisham's and
Grisham.
Jeffrey
Ah, see,
Archer.
we just said it together.
So
Those are the kind of
those
books I
those
read.
yeah, so
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are the books that were thrown to me. That was
Mm,
why I really didn't I was able to forego those butterflies in the stomach something. No, it has to be like this. I had to let it go. I did have to let it go because I knew this was reality,
Yeah.
and I had to
To
face
make
it
it work.
fair and square, and I have to be super intentional about it. It's on the long. We didn't get into marriage just to get out of it. It's not a
And let me
thing.
say that everything most of the girls or most people in relationship look out for. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place. I was just a young guy that was just trying to like start a phase. It was everything was not the shining kind of thing. And she said we can make this work.
mm,
And we focused on our strengths. Our
Hmm.
strength. We focused on really our strength. What is your capacity? What is it that you can do? What is it that you
mm,
can make? What is it that you can produce? We looked at each other. Then I remember, I think the week we started, talking. I had a note. I had a kind of
The
a
jotter.
jot. She remembered. I was writing the next 2-year plan. Yeah, 5-year
Yeah.
plan. Yeah, and I was being detailed. Okay, so we do this and we do this. It wasn't just sky wishing dream. It was, step by
We were
step.
very building
And
castles in the
yeah,
air.
and to today we still do that, and we have
Mm.
evolved. We've evolved
Yeah.
because we had very strong foundation, and we kept. When I'm about to take a decision, I must meet her first. Ali, check out this decision. What you think about this? Because it's been one of our memoir from the whole
Mm.
journey. So there are things that we've kept as a tradition among us. Even though right now, no, we have become better. I mean, we have our companies, we've grown.
Mm.
Yes, still I still keep some certain tradition with her. So Charlie, look at this. She's involved in a company. So this just the season, she's not been too involved because of pregnancy, but we've
Yeah.
kept a certain tradition that we do. And really it has helped us. And she saw me grow. She saw me,
Yeah. Which is a
yeah, she saw
beautiful
me,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, she saw me, buy the this, have the that, buy the that. She saw me
We
grow.
grew together.
She saw
We
me
grew
Yeah,
grow.
I was going
together.
to say that you grew together and
Yes.
you
Yeah,
actually
So
she saw me
evolved
grow.
together. And I
yes,
think
we
Exactly.
where
evolved together.
a lot of spouses have that those kind of issues is when they see the change coming, they don't actually
Mm.
evolve together. And so one person is
Yes.
Yes.
evolving, the other person is
And
kind
The
the
of
other
like
other
person
is
is
stagnant.
not.
stagnant.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a
That's
very huge issue.
yes,
Compare conflict.
yes. That's
Yes.
why I keep telling couples that look, if you are the lady, you're going up, pull the man up. If you are the man,
You're
Yeah,
you're
going
going up, pull the
for the
lady up,
woman. Yeah.
so that you
absolutely.
two
It's very
could be
important.
at
Yes.
par
Hmm.
at the point in life that you won't how will I put it? There will be no vacuum. There will be
Yeah,
not too much vacuum between both of you because nature even abhors vacuum, right?
yeah.
So the whole reality was that we actually sat down, we told ourselves the truth. Look,
Hmm.
this and this and this. The children, we made plans for kids,
Yeah.
we made plans for housing, in what this. We're not saying, oh, it will be. Mm-mm.
No, we didn't use that
We
word.
didn't know that, but we were very, very, even up to when we have conflicts.
Yeah.
Even when we had to have conflicts, I had to go back because I'm majoring on diversity and inclusivity in the workplace, and then I'm exposed to
Hmm.
conflict resolutions and stuff. But he is so I've brought in that my strength from the start.
Mm.
I will always say, don't always promise things you cannot do.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh no, if it is me, I cannot take it. You would take it. You would take the shit hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Yes, but what if? Ask yourself, what if this shit is thrown at me? What am I
Mm.
going to do with it? Am I going to turn it to manure? Am I going to turn it to biogas? Am I going to turn it into something messy? It's up to you. So we planned. How will I put it? Working with with the conflict that we made it from the onset. Look, if we have issues, we are going to settle it straight up, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
We're going to settle it straight up. And then we also talked about date nights so that we won't forget ourselves.
Very, very important.
Yes. We date nights, so we won't forget ourselves. And then we even remind our children that we did not marry because of them.
Yeah,
Mm.
we did.
Yeah, they're
We
just
Yes.
did.
the icing
Yeah.
on the cake. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
you're just an icing on the cake.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
Hmm.
you're just a blessing. So,
Yeah.
meaning that if we didn't have kids, we'll still be together
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we'll still enjoy ourselves. And then, if um, if one person is working on the other, on something, then you have difficulties. You have to report back. Let you
Mm.
people talk about it. We talk about everything.
Yeah.
We talk about everything. everything. There's this transparency between us that sometimes some people become mischievous, want to assess her. If you see who I saw Fifi with today, the way they were hugging, the way I just don't understand the body language. I was like, really? Oh
Chale.
wow. Try, thank you
Mm.
for the information. God bless you. And then me, I'll call him. I say, look, they have reported you to me. Oh, please, make sure it's Nana Kofado's daughter. you know because
Yeah.
we've been able to be very intentional
Yeah.
about being transparent with each other, that we are
Right.
so open to each
Just
other
just
that we
just
talk
hold
about
on for me
everything.
one minute.
All right.
I just got a notification saying that they can't post comments, and really trying. So
Okay.
Oh,
if you can't post comments, I've actually shared this onto three other groups. It's on the Real Moms Connect and it's on the Real Talk Facebook as well, and we're also on YouTube. If you can't post comments, please send me a message directly into my inbox, and we will try and see, because I'm looking here, but I really can't see why you can't post. All I can see is can't post comments to some
Yeah.
destinations. I don't
I
know.
can see comments. I can see a few comments
mhm.
here,
Yeah, I
and
think after
yeah.
that is it's gone off. So
Oh,
I've
it
got a
stopped.
few.
Oh, it's gone off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a
Sorry about
few
that, guys.
people saying they can't post comments.
Comments.
I really don't know what's going on. Sometimes these tech issues just
Yeah, I know.
does
Yeah,
my
it
head in.
happens.
But please just send your questions to me directly or to Fifi
Yeah.
directly, and we will try.
So we
And
could just try and because
yeah,
really, I want us to, I want people to ask questions and get
Yes.
yeah,
clarity, and see how they could get involved or um, seek clarity in what decisions they're taking or they're about to
yeah,
take, that will help them, in this journey, to have a fruitful one,
yeah.
But
So
I
please,
hope we
yeah,
could.
if you have any questions, just send it to us directly in our inboxes, and we will try and answer them.
And
I really don't know what's going on.
most of the time, people get into marriage without being committed to it. Marriage is all about commitment. And what's commitment? Commitment entails loyalty. Commitment entails determination to make things work. Commitment
Yeah.
entails taking arrows and bullets
For the next
for the
person.
next person.
Mhm.
Commitment also entails shouldering the other person when the other person falls without making it a big thing showing to the world. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes that one shall chase a thousand and
Mhm.
So,
two shall chase 10,000.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people don't understand that it has to do with commitment. Even in normal friendship, if you're
Yeah.
committed to a friend, there's a lot of things both of you could achieve together.
Mhm.
So it's also the same with
all right,
marriage.
yeah.
There has to be, you have to determine that you're going to be committed to this marriage. You have to
Mm.
be committed no matter what comes your way, because life is going to throw us curveballs.
Yeah.
Life will
Absolutely.
throw us curveballs,
Different
but
times.
it is the commitment, the commitment vow you've taken for yourself, not only both of you, but for yourself. We are going
Mm.
to take these curveballs and then we are going to make things work.
Yeah.
That's the
Absolutely.
reality in marriage.
Uh,
Some people get into marriage thinking, oh, like for instance, people think when they get married they'll be having sex all the time. I laugh it.
Charlie.
You'll be lucky.
There will come a time as a woman you even forget you have a vagina. You will forget that you have a vagina, and the man will even forget that. Oh, you people don't have issues. There is no problem, but because of work, children, and
Yeah.
stuff like that, that is why we're like, okay, look, before we forget ourselves, let's have date nights, and then
Very important.
every 3 months we do the review. We go out and then we sit down, we have a review. How we do the review is that we have a ball. When the ball is in one person's hands, the other person doesn't interrupt, doesn't talk till the other person's finishes. So you lay out all your
Grievances,
grievances and everything,
anger.
and then we work towards it.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that's it.
so I have a question for you, Sessa. From AC, she says, you're talking about date nights. What are some of the things you do for date nights? And then for Fifi, it says, among the two of you, who is more romantic?
Hey, Charlie. Okay.
Okay, for date night, what do we do
Mm,
for date night? We actually plan our date night. And our date night is mostly we do it out of the house because we've seen the house too much. The house have seen us,
Yeah.
mm,
and we need a change of environment. We go out of town. Sometimes it might be within town, but we could book an Airbnb.
mm-hmm.
Nobody's cooking, nobody's cleaning. You know,
Absolutely.
we could have strength and power.
Mm.
Then
To
that
enjoy
date
yourself.
night, yes, that date night we go to restaurants. Okay, I'm a chocolate person. I love chocolate.
Right.
Yes. And then he doesn't love chocolate.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. So he would take me to chocolate Serai or one of the chocolate place, and then I have my feel, rolling my eyes and savoring the whole thing. And then, you know, he just lets me be that girl, that little girl. It just and stuff. But and then I take him to where he eats his cake and mango.
That'd be the mission. That'd be the mission. And
I just let him be. And then
Mm-hmm.
we dance a lot, but Fifi cannot dance to save his life.
at the force.
so so that date night we could actually go to a jazz club, and
Mm-hmm.
then we dance. I love dancing. Honestly, they'll tell you I don't waste music. I always get up and dance. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll dance, and then we just let our inner child come out, and then we
Yeah.
go back to our Airbnb,
Mm,
and then we hold hands, we start talking, we try to be more romantic to each other, and do
Mm-hmm.
those things that we will not do in the house because they are children, they are people in the house. And
Yeah.
then we moan louder, we do crazy stuff, we talk about everything, you know. After some things, you just sit down all butt naked, and then you just start talking about things that have been bothering you in the office or whatever that has come up
but let me
like that.
also add that um, the date nights evolved. There were times maybe you didn't have the funds for all that,
Yeah,
And when I say date night, it all depends on what level you are in. You can actually pick your woman and go take
it
cocoa in the
work.
evening, go buy some kose, holding hands. Then you guys take a walk,
A long walk.
long walk, go buy some one or two things, and you don't need to take it to, the chocolate
Back then, he
cafes and
used to
then,
buy me toffee.
just even though it's a toughie, just take a walk and
Mm.
guys go, while taking a walk, you guys talk, you guys share some moments together. You don't need to take it to an expensive place. You can just take it to some very cool place. But that moment you enjoy that, appreciate each other, tell each other
Absolutely.
beautiful things, also talk about the future. I remember those days, when we are broke, we didn't have much. I would talk and say, Charlie, me, what I go buy for you? Hey, I go buy you this, I go buy you that. Yeah, I go take you on a trip and all that. But yeah,
Yeah.
so someone asked me, my question was what again? What was the question? That was for
It said
Cesar.
between
Mine
between
was
two
Who
of
is
you, who is
romantic?
more romantic?
oh oh Masa, wait. I mean, I have a talk.
I'm
So
trying to point. You know the TikTok thing.
okay, Cesar be romantic. All
Mm-hmm.
right, I have my own kind of romance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I have my own kind of romance, and all. I'm a very sweet person. She knows,
So
you
you're
know,
you're you're romantic in what sense of word, Vivi?
Okay,
plenty,
so what?
plenty sense of
Thank you.
word.
All right, so I was gonna say, but I think Cesar's already asked you, so we will go. I was gonna ask you.
Okay,
You're saying you're
so
romantic in your own way. So what is the
so
aspect of
so
romance that you
of
are kind of
romance. All right,
romantic
so
side?
let me help some brothers. Let me help some brothers. First of all, if you know your woman in love language, one, I know
Very
sister's love
important.
language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very very important. Now, if I do those things, she feels satisfied. When I don't do those things, I will pay. So so I try to so I try to soft words.
Mm-hmm.
When she's cooking, you can be in the kitchen and helping her. I do that a lot. Romance could be that they go market, she dey like shopping. So me, I dey go market, I go buy things, I come back and I buy beyond what she cool about it.
I don't actually do grocery
She
shopping. I
doesn't.
hate
I
grocery
make her
shopping.
talk like they come. I did give you guys, I did help my brothers, step by step. So yeah, so yeah, romance also could be that, sometimes the media has messed us up when it comes to
Yes.
romance. Media has really messed us up when it comes to romance. Okay, you must learn your partner, what she
Mm.
loves. Okay, and go. Yes, you must look into your partner. No be Hollywood, no be Nollywood, and the
Mm-mm.
rest. You must look into your partner, see what she appreciates, and be intentional about doing those things that will make her happy. Sometimes I forget. Again, let me say this: when we're not too busy, when we didn't have what we have now, then I had all the romance around,
Mm.
the loving man, the sweet man. But as work evolved, as company got bigger and better, travels and all that,
Mm-hmm.
so we also try how to see blend the romance into the season we are in.
Yes.
It's very, very important because the guy where you meet, where you marry, we no get nothing at that point in time. No, 24 hours you're available. Then the time comes, 20 hours you're available. A time comes, 15 hours, 10 hours. Right now, I go back this morning. I was not available.
He got back this
I
afternoon.
got back this afternoon, Charlie. You see, my eyes is heavy because I had to sleep for an hour, and after this, after around, yeah. So as we evolve, then we begin to look at the things, that make sense, that sounds beautiful, and I'll call and say, oh, Charlie, I just sent you some cash. What is it? What shopping you want to go? Where do you want to go with your friends? Okay, you want to have dinner here? Okay, let's go have dinner. Okay, what car you want me to buy for you? Those kind of things. But yet still, you show her that you're still there for her. You show her that
Yeah.
you have a listening ear. You show her that, look, Charlie, your matter be my matter. I did for you. I did for you. We can talk. You know, and she's
Oh, Fifi, I think your screen is frozen. Um. Oh dear. All right, he's going to come back shortly. Technology has its way of just doing things that we don't actually understand. And I'm actually loving this conversation between Fifi and his wife, talking about expectations versus realities. And they've talked about their love story so far, how they met, how they got married, their journey so far. And it's very interesting where they're going in life. And it's very important that on the journey of life, when you get married, you need to know where you're going with your spouse. What is the end goal? What is in for us? Our long terms, our short terms. And they just talked about they going on date night so they can spice up their marriage. They go out of the house, Cessa loving chocolates and Fifi making sure that she gets her the chocolates and making sure she's comfortable. And that is what marriage is all about, making each other happy, adding up to the happiness that is already in us, making sure that we're growing together, we're changing together, we are evolving together. No one gets left behind. And if you've watched that, I think it's Lilo and Stitch, Lilo and Stitch. It says Ohana. Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. And so if you're married, you need to know that no one gets left behind. Your partner is not behind you. You are in together. You're going the long haul together. You're doing life together, right? Fifi is back.
yeah, yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah, that's okay. I know
Yeah,
internet has its own
yeah,
mind
I get
sometimes.
No.
you. Yeah, all right. So,
Yeah.
so, so yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So, is in stages, is in levels. But you must make room. You must
Right.
make room to make sure you
Okay.
meet it halfway. Yeah.
I have another question here for you. This goes to both of you. So I'm going to ask Cesar first and then Fifi, you would come in as well. It says that uh, you've been married for nearly 16 years, if I'm right. What has been one of your greatest conflicts? And then the second one, and then the second one says that what has been, do you have any regrets and what are they? And
Mm.
then this one just so one is the greatest conflict, two is do you have any
Okay.
regrets, and then and then the third one is okay, you let's answer these two first and then we come back to
Yeah,
the third one.
so we'll take it easy. So she go talk then.
Okay. Greatest conflict.
Mm. They can't even remember.
Exactly.
It means there's
Yeah,
none.
Yes,
yeah,
because we actually from the onset, like I said, we made it very intentional that nothing is gonna come between us. Nothing.
Mm.
yeah,
Yes. And then we settle conflicts quickly.
yeah. Quickly.
Quickly. As it is hot, we hit the iron
Mm-hmm.
and get it straightened out and stuff. I think that is why we don't even have
Yeah,
the
like
greatest
conflict.
conflict like the person
Yeah,
said, because we settled it. For me, I don't know how to keep malice. I don't know how to bear grudge in
grudges.
my heart. Hey, yeah, if he has gone out of line, I read him the riot act immediately. I would scream. I will, not that actually.
Not
Okay,
scream, but
it's okay.
talk.
It's screaming to me because I have a very tiny
Tiny
voice.
voice. So she should be talk. Like
So,
yeah, 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 yeah. That kind.
so because I have a very tiny voice, I call it screaming. I call it screaming because of my
Right.
tiny voice. So I always want to deal with it quickly so that I will be able
Yeah,
to sleep. If he's not around and I can't express it, I won't sleep. I will toss
Mm.
and turn. I will cry, and then when he comes back, I just pour everything, and then goes, and then he keeps quiet. He
Mm.
has come to understand me when
Mm.
I'm in those elements. He just keeps quiet, and then
yeah, that's it.
he
Yeah,
will
Mm.
like, okay, can we talk about this? Are you done? I'm like, yes, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done.
but
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
then we
That is
sit
so
down.
good.
Then
Then
we
you talk
sit
about
down and really
issues.
talk about it. When I'm talking about it, we actually take a pen and paper and talk about this thing.
yeah. Sometimes
It's
if it needs
Yes.
to
important.
be,
I mean,
but
it's important.
yeah, if it needs to be. But again, I will tell anyone out there that forgiveness should be
The first thing.
very forgiveness. It's very important. You must have a heart to
Very
forgive.
necessary.
Whatever
Yes.
it is, you must have a heart. Come and like, all right, it's okay. Let's take it from there. Let's work towards this. So
Yeah.
because we forgive too much, we can't even remember conflicts.
Yes.
I think even in this year, I could count how many times we quarreled.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many times we quarreled. I could count. So that be what it is. So the second question be what? Uh,
If do we have any regrets?
oh no 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 no
No,
no.
we
Yeah.
don't
No no
have
no
any regrets. We actually
no
said
no
that we didn't meet each other early.
no. No regrets.
We don't have regrets.
No regrets at all.
We the only regret
No
we have
regret.
is that
Okay.
we
At
didn't meet
all.
each
No
other early.
regrets
We didn't meet
whatsoever.
each other early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. That is
Because
amazing.
I
That
keep
is amazing.
saying
Guys, if
because
you've
I
just
I,
joined
I
us.
keep saying
Mhm.
oh okay, I keep
Go on,
saying
go on,
that
Sasa.
with the how long we've come. I used to tell him that, Charlie, look, you're the only guy that could marry me.
Yeah.
That could marry me. Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Because you the way he understands me, especially my kind of profession that
Mm.
I do, and the way he gives me wings to fly and stuff. Had it been we got married early, I think I would have flown higher than where I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, Fifi. That is so true. That is so important. I usually say that I can't do what I do if my husband was not my greatest cheerleader, because I
Yeah. You
talk
saying
about
yeah,
everything and
true.
nothing with regards to relationships. I don't do the normal 9 to 5 thing. I can be on the phone with the client like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. when they're having issues. So if you don't have
That's it.
the partner that supports you to do what you do, you can't do what you do to achieve what
Yes.
you have
Yeah,
to achieve.
very true.
So it's important that
Yeah.
you marry right. That is so cool. That is so cool. Now, you've been married for over 16 years. Let me put it in that context. If you were to go back, what would your, I don't know how old you are, but let's assume that you are, say, 32. I'm just assuming, giving you that. So what will your 32-year-old self teach your 16-year-old self? If you were to go back, what were some of the steps or some of the things, like you said, I think you said that you didn't get married early. If you had met each other earlier, which means that if you had met Fifi maybe a year or two prior to meeting him and getting married, you would have gone like, there's a Nigerian term I'm trying to remember. One of my friends used to say, Tete, I've been gone, Tete, like she's been gone like long
Tete,
time.
Tete, Tete.
Yeah. She'd be saying, I've been
So,
gone, Tete,
so
like,
long time. So
yeah.
let me just put some lights to that very question. Two things I will say to him. Um, when God loves you, He gives you a good woman. That's one. When God
Absolutely.
loves you, really
Mm,
loves you, He gives you a good woman. That's one. And the devil, immediately the devil, if the devil wants to destroy man, he gives you a wrong woman. He doesn't need to fight you. He just needs to plant a woman. Then that's it.
I
Like,
saw I saw a post on
like,
Facebook that says that if you marry the
okay,
wrong woman, the devil
yeah,
won't
I know,
fight
right?
you because he's already
He
giving
won't
you the
fight you
cause.
again, Charlie. He sort you out. He sort you out. You understand? He sort you out. Or even it's vice versa. You marry the wrong man too, he sort you out. He
Same,
finishes you. He
yes.
doesn't need to because everything that comes around you dies.
I know,
You
right?
understand now? So yeah,
Yeah.
that. So again, and why I will say that again is I'll tell him that um, when you have the right partner, you have scaled 50% of your life journey.
Mm,
50%, you've scaled it. 50% of your life journey. You live longer, you enjoy every season because um, your life, you know that you know will end
mm,
well. There's a surety that you know it will end well. Okay, so we having my son tells me, my daughters look at me and say, Daddy, you're a great dad. I want to marry a father like you. My son
mm-hmm.
looks at me, he looks at me and like, man, I have to do more than this, man. So
Yeah.
I'm always putting him on the stove. He sees. You see, kids, my age is not talk. They
Yeah.
see, they
True.
do what daddy do.
Yeah.
So sometimes, the last time they had the PTA meetings, I had to be there. And he came home to tell me, say, hey, daddy, there, pop. Now I be old boy. So old boy, hey, the way my teachers, the way my
They're actually crushing on
the,
you.
the way my what's it called, girls in the class were
They're
like
crushing
Charlie
on
or
you.
Poppy,
Yeah.
somewhere will say, hey, you didn't let me
For
meet your
real.
father-in-law, my father-in-law. I said, hey, so
Yeah.
he feels so he's very proud of us. He tells
Mm,
everyone, oh, my dad, my mom, he has this
yeah.
this thing, he has, sorry.
And another thing is this. What would I tell my 16-year-old self?
Mm,
Okay, I think at 16, I've actually become quite independent.
Yeah.
I was running my own business and stuff like that. But I will tell my 16-year-old self is that always follow your head and allow God lead your heart.
mm-hmm. Very important.
Right. And also do um do that thing you feel like in your heart of heart that this is what I want to do. Don't
Mm,
even mind what people will say.
mm-hmm.
Block off every no, let me not use the word block off, sieve the criticisms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that, look, this thing I want to do, people will talk. If you don't do it, they will still talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it. I remember when I really wanted to explore and travel and do a lot of things. Oh no, you're a girl. You can't travel at this young age. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Mm,
It drew me back a little bit. But when I look
yeah.
back, I tell myself, man, I would have still gone ahead and do this thing, and it would have been better,
All right.
and I would have been in a far better place than where I am now. So I would tell people that, see, like when I wanted to get married to Fifi, ah, a lot of people said a lot of things.
Yeah.
I know some were coming from a place of hate, some were coming from a place of love,
Mm.
but I had to put my foot down. I said, look, whatever you say, thank you
This is
very
what I
much.
want. Yeah.
But this
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
I want. This is what
Mm.
I'll do. Let me take the fall. When I fall, I'll get up and then I'll dust myself again and move. So
Yeah.
this was the whole beauty of it. This was the
Yeah.
whole beauty of the whole thing, you know. So what I would tell people that when you feel that, and always ask the Holy Spirit for guidance, because I
Very
did ask
necessary.
when Fifi, yes, when Fifi, it was not the 31st night,
yeah, yeah. It was 31st
and it
night.
was the 31st night. I decided not to go to church for the first time in my life to go and do the 31st night.
Really?
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
when we met.
actually the first time in my life I did not do that first night in
Mm.
church. I actually went to church that day to go and collect people that were owing me money.
But
And
the
I
thing
came back.
is, yeah,
And I came back.
You will not. You will.
And
You
then,
won't take my money to cross over.
yes, to cross over. And I found that when I decided to say yes to this guy,
Mm.
I used to tell people it was to people it was the most stupid thing to ever do,
do, yeah,
Mm.
but it has become the best thing of my life.
Oh, that is so
Yes,
beautiful for you to say, Sessa. That is
yes.
so beautiful. As we round up, because we've gone, well, we didn't start early with you guys, but we've gone
yeah,
over an hour
yes,
Mhm.
now.
guys. Sorry
But
about that. Yeah, no.
that's okay. Fifi, give us your final words. I love what your wife just said. She's ended on such a beautiful note. To people, it might just mean anything. It was just she being stupid, not knowing what she wants. But to her, meeting you and getting married to you has been the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to her. This is amazing. God bless you so much, sister, for saying this. I mean,
Thank you.
I wish a lot of wives can actually come out and say, meeting my husband and marrying him has been the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to me. And I pray that
Yeah,
people get to that understanding and to get to that place where they don't see
yeah,
their spouses as the enemy that God has given to them, but rather as the most beautiful
that's
thing,
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
the priceless thing that God has
very
given them.
true.
Oh, that
Mhm.
is so beautiful thing to say. God bless you. Fifi, give us your
You're
final words.
welcome.
My final words. I have a lot of words, but
I think we might
yeah,
need to do a
you
part
know,
two after the baby comes. We might need
like
to do a
trust
part
me,
two.
yeah, this season is it's been a lot of emotions, praying for her, studying her, always there
Yeah.
for her. It's because it's a very interesting season. But I like to tell anyone listening to us that marriage is growth. Marriage is in bricks and in steps. Now, don't classify or quantify, or will I say, have the present person you're seeing is not the end of that
Yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
not. People evolve, people become better. So have empathy, and
Very
have
true.
so much wisdom and love towards your partner. It's very, very important. Know that I mean, sometimes we look at old pictures and we laugh. Like she's just like, "Ooh, come and see this picture." And and it humbles me. I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks for being patient with me.
Yeah. Oh,
Thanks for
that
being
is
patient with
amazing.
me because, yeah, thanks
That
for being
is
patient with
beautiful.
me. Just see me evolve, and
Yeah,
grow, and become who I am today. And, we have more room to grow bigger and better. She was
absolutely.
patient. It wasn't easy, but
Yeah.
she was really patient and prayed for me
Mm.
all the time. There was a post I made on Facebook that feelings fade away and seasons change, but she has kept continuously prayed for me, and loved me unconditionally. So, with all my craziness and all that, but she has consistently, I'll see her sometimes praying for me and praying for me in the midnight and the morning time because I'm always running out and all that. She has kept the faith and she
Yeah.
has fought a good fight with me.
Ah, that is
Yeah.
beautiful. Ah, do you know what? When the baby comes, after the baby comes, we will do the post pregnancy one and see
Oh,
where Fifi's
yeah. I know,
emotions
right?
were. It's been beautiful having this. Oh, I think the screen is frozen again. But hey, we are just rounding up. It's been a very interesting uh, uh, um, conversation with Fifi and Cesar, talking about expectations and realities. And I love how Cesar ended it saying that meeting Fifi and getting married to him has been the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to her. That is awesome. That statement means a lot. And I pray that the Lord keeps them, the Lord blesses them, the Lord watches over them and causes them to grow, to evolve, to strengthen their marriage, and that they will fulfill their destinies and their purposes together. Guys, it's been amazing having you on as well. And I don't know why the comments were not allowing people to post it, but I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. But hey, until I come your way again next time with expectations and realities, know that beautiful marriages can be built. Beautiful marriages can always be sustained. If your marriage is going through the ruts, it is not the end of the marriage. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to memory lane. How you met, what attracted you to your spouse, your dating seasons, things you used to do that brought you joy, and why aren't you doing them anymore? Talk about them. Find solutions to problems and things that you're going through. Don't heap the conflict and the resentment and the arguments, don't heap them under the carpet. Resentment and bitterness won't allow you to have a beautiful marriage. It will rather destroy it. But if you want to have a beautiful marriage, if you want to have a loving marriage, if you want to have a good home, talk about issues, find solutions to them. It is not too late to rebuild the broken pieces of your marriage. Put them together because marriage is a beautiful thing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Until I come your way again next time with expectations versus realities. As enjoy the rest of your weekend and God bless you. I'm always your host, Sandra D. Bye.